Clyde Miles to the front, please. Anybody else?
When you gotta go, you gotta.
Cassie, please come to the front. Thank you very much. We're all waiting on you.
Don't worry, we can wait for you, Cassie.
Weird.
Okay. Wasn't prepared. Well, I got prepared. I know I'm strong by 10-page thing for you and went on and on and on about how much I love you and I know how much you make long things and it's awkward for you. So, she is. I'm the lovey sister and she's like, Cassie, don't touch me. But I wanted to keep it simple and say I couldn't have asked for a better brother. He's amazing and I absolutely love him and has taken such good care of my little sister who is my everything. So I'm just happy to be here with you. I love you so much and you guys are married. Yay! Finally! So cheers everybody! Little sister Caleb! Here's Daddy. This is long.
Yeah, Cassie's the one that talks a lot more than I do, but mine's going to be longer than hers. I was thinking about writing something down, and I'm just going to go from my heart right here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Adrian. I'm Caleb's best friend. I've had the honor of knowing this guy for 27 years. Him and I knew each other before we knew that we knew each other. Our parents went to the same church, and we grew up in the nursery together, and ever since we could talk, we've been best friends. I have a lot of memories. You can imagine over 27 years that there's a lot of memories, and some can be said and some can't. I can remember I was living in Milliken, and Caleb would come over on Sunday after church. And I have a brother that's 9 years older than me, and Caleb and I have always had a passion for sports. So him and I would put on my brother's cleats that were 3 or 4 sizes too big for us, and we just thought it was so awesome just to hear the metal clank on the road. So we had a park up the street from my house, so we'd walk up there and go up there in the cleats just because of how cool the sound was on the pavement. And then once we got in the grass, we'd throw the ball and hit the ball, play catch with each other. I can go on from that. Kevin and I went to church camp when we were teenagers and kids, and I can remember we played this game at church camp, and I don't remember what it was. They had some game where people throw like mustard and ketchup or something at you out of trees. Do you remember that game? Caleb's the type of person that always wants to take it one step farther. And we went to church camp the next year after that because he was pretty upset about all the ketchup and mustard on him. And he was like, let's just take some eggs up there, see if we can get away with this. And let's turn it back on them. So Caleb had a group, I think Tyson was with him and a couple of our other buddies. And I just kind of wandered off hanging out with another buddy, and we're walking through this field. And I already knew what was going to go on. And my buddy and I and a couple girls from another church were just sitting in this field. And all of a sudden, we're sitting in a circle, and my buddy gets hit in the back by an egg. And so right away, I was like, Caleb, it's me. Don't do that. And so as soon as I said that, Caleb threw like 4 or 5 more eggs. And it was me. So that's one of the memories I have for sure. And then I took a job at Vestas working there, and they sent me over to Denmark to train for 3 months. the hours were crazy compared to here. Like when Caleb was going to bed, I was waking up to go to work in the morning, and so my only way to keep up on everything was Facebook. And Nikki used to bartend at this bar that we go to all the time, and Caleb and I would go in there together all the time. And I never would have thought that Caleb and Nikki would be together with us going in there. She always saw us and some of our, I wouldn't say our worst moments, but yeah, not our best. But yeah, we won't go there. But so Caleb gave me a phone call one night when I was at Vestas, or when I was in Denmark training, and I saw on Facebook a picture of Caleb and Nikki, and I was like, "What's up with that picture, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, her and I, we're just hanging out." He's like, "I met her. She's an awesome girl." And I was like, "Well, all right, you know, she's always been serving good drinks, and she's always been whatever." I used to go in there, and Nikki would always talk about trying to watch her figure, and then she's like, "Can I get some cheese fries?" Yeah, with ranch, just to top it off. So that was my joke every time I went in there. She would talk about trying to keep up on her health and lose weight, and then she'd order some cheese fries. I said, "Can I get some cheese fries?" So, yeah, Caleb talked to me about it, and Kevin and I have known each other for years, like I said, and he's been open about all his other relationships, and I was the guy that just kind of minded my own business and did my own thing. But when it came to Nikki, he didn't talk much about her, and that was different for me because all these other girls he'd always have issues with, and he's always talking to me about them. And so,
why not, Nick? No issues.
Yeah. So I didn't know what to think about it. I just kind of played it by ear, and I think Nikki found out real quick that when she started dating Caleb that it was a package deal. She was kind of dating me too. That's because we're best friends. Well, you know what I mean. We won't go there. It's an honor to be Caleb's best man, and I would have been upset if I wasn't, even though these are great men right here. We have a lot of memories with all these men right here, and they're great people. We have a tight-knit group of friends. And this guy will give his shirt off the back for everyone. And Nikki, you look beautiful tonight. And she I was trying to think of three words to explain to you, but when I try to think about 3 words, there's 5, 10, 15 words that come in there. So you've always opened up your arms to me. You're passionate. You care about your family. You care about your man's friends. And there's only been one time in Caleb's life where I've seen him tear up, and we had a good friend that passed away, and that was one time. There's one other time, and you and Caleb got in a little debacle or whatever, and you took off and left. You guys were upset. I think you called your sister mad at Caleb. Probably safe. Yeah, I don't think she was too happy by what you were telling her, but Caleb got emotional that day, and he was like, "I just want to go home." And being the kind of strong person he is and non-emotional man that he is, when he was in tears that day, that's when I really knew that he really loves this girl and really cares about her. The other thing that's amazing to me, I was talking to Clyde about it earlier, Caleb's father, is that Caleb grew up with an older sister right here. She's fair skinned. She's younger. He's got a dark complexion. Well, not dark complexion, but more tan than she is. Yeah. And Nikki, if you guys have seen their kids, there's one right there. Nikki has blessed Caleb with 2 beautiful kids, and it's ironic that Peyton has an older sister that has Caleb's sister's skin complexion. It looks like her mother. And then they had a son that had Caleb's skin complexion and looks just like him. And Caleb and Tony gave me this nickname when I was living with them one time. came home from work and they called me Tad, and I was upset about it. I was like, why is my name Tad? And they're like, oh, someone's boss's name was Tad, so that's your new nickname. And I always have to ask Shelby, their daughter, do you know my real name? And she'll say Adrian, but this little guy, he only knows me by Tad. And I said, you guys might regret that because it sounds a lot like Dad's. But anyways, I love these two to death. I'm so happy for you guys. If you would have asked me 6 years ago if you're getting married, oh, I forgot one story.
Keep it going, baby.
Caleb and I, when, I don't know, we were probably 20 years old, we've always had a passion for country music. I just remember this one, I can't forget about it. And,
Keep it going.
sorry, I apologize. Hey, I've known him as long as you've known her. But, so we always made this joke, because we always wanted to play the guitar, but never took the time to learn. And we're like, well, if we both turn 25 and we're not with anyone, we're going to move to Nashville. We're going to learn how to play the guitar and start our own little deal. Well, Caleb was 25 when he met Nikki. And so I think I took it a lot more serious because I was 25 and still single. So. But anyways, I love the two of you to death, and I'm so happy for you. So let's take a toast to Caleb and Nikki Briles.